and understanding unions. This is for our human relations course that focuses on career, relationships, and you. And I am Professor Jessica. Welcome. The topics for this little video is 1, to be able to explain and give examples of the 4 types of conflict. 2nd, to discuss the reasons why conflict can be positive in an organization. So, during a negotiation, it would be wise not to take anything personally. If you leave personalities out of it, you will be able to see opportunities more objectively. This is our quote from Brian Coslow. During a negotiation, it's wise to not take things personally. Leave the personalities out of it, and you will be able to see opportunities more objectively, which then mean, of course, that we are more able to solve the conflict productively. So what is conflict? Generally, we can have conflict within ourselves or between people or in groups. So we define conflict as a process that involves people disagreeing or the difference between 2 or more beliefs, ideas, or interests. So it is a process, meaning it's not a one point in time event. It's a process where things happen sequentially. We have 4 different types of conflict. The first one is intrapersonal conflict. This is conflict that comes about within you, within yourself, within a person. So the conflict takes place in our mind, right? Maybe between our feelings and our rational choices, between our values and our feelings, between our feelings and our values, etc. Number 2 is interpersonal conflict. This is, like it sounds like it's defined, conflict between 2 people that are disagreeing in the sense that they have different beliefs, ideas, or interests. And now we're moving on to the group level. So in our 3rd type of conflict, we have intragroup conflict, which is the conflict that occurs when members of a team that are more than 2 have a disagreement about something. And it can be positive, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Intergroup conflict occurs when there are disagreements among different teams in an organization, such as between different departments or different units within a department. So all of these different conflicts have one thing in common. They can range on a scale from very, very small to something more major. It can be just a quick thought you have inside yourself, right? You want to go to the gym. Rationally, you know you should go to the gym, but you're not feeling like it. Or at work, it might be that somebody said that they would put their the printer paper into the printer and they didn't, right? So something from very, very small to something major, such as an organization, the management of an organization being in disagreement with the union about the new policies, salary increases, and what benefits to offer to their employees. That's something that we'll cover later in this chapter. So it can range from small to large. Conflict can be positive. In organizations where we have conflict or disagreement on things such as tasks, processes, projects, next step, these kinds of disagreements or debates, if you will, can encourage new thinking. It can raise new and important questions that we didn't think about before. It can help us be more creative and beat stagnation. It can also build relationships as we're moving towards the goal together and we are challenging each other on the way to the goal. And it can also cause people to have more open minds. So conflict, even though it has a negative connotation for most of us, it can actually be positive. So for the exercise, write a paragraph about the last conflict that was either big or small that you experienced. How did this conflict turn out? Are there better ways that you could have approached it? In summary, conflict, if managed correctly, can be beneficial to an organization. There are 4 types of conflict: intrapersonal, interpersonal, intragroup, and intergroup conflict. So with that, thank you. See you next time.